They say a man never finds the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he is not the same man. Fortunately for Overwatch players, this game is not a river, and Overwatch players are able to avoid change like the touch of a woman. The truth is, Overwatch players become so dedicated to certain heroes to the point that it starts to infect their brain and genuinely turn them evil. From queuing so much Moira that he turned racist, to being one of the most miserable humans on planet Earth, to spending the equivalent of 34 days playing Mercy, to peak at Masters 5. These players' resolve and pure mental fortitude is unmatched by us mere mortals. The first player plays an impossible amount of Overwatch to the point that it drove him to defecting to North Korea. IRP is a Moira one-trick from Hong Kong, known for being potentially the most mentally sane Moira player in the game's history. He is also very high ranked and has been for a long time, peaking at a massive 4,300 in Overwatch 1 and even reaching the highest rank in Overwatch 1 too. This high level of play led him to being selected for the Hong Kong World Cup team in 2023, where they actually got 3rd place in their group and qualified for the event in LA. At the event, however, the players had the option to bring their own equipment or use Blizzard's. Traveling all the way from Hong Kong, IRP decided to rely on what Blizzard had, which is fair because they're a rich company and probably has some good stuff. This is what they gave him: headphones that didn't even have a labeling for left or right. Nice. But seriously, this guy is legitimately on the game 24/7. Before I went to college in 2024, I was grinding the game, playing like an hour or two every day, and if I queued before 2 p.m, I would always have him and J3 on my team without fail. It was weeks in a row of playing with IRP and J3, and I even C9 in our game once. This guy really does play nothing but Moira. I never personally witnessed it, but he has left games if the hero is unavailable. I wish I had this type of dedication to anything, and it falls into other avenues of his life. As well, he's not on the game, he moonlights as a star player and two-way demon for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. I mean, tell me they don't look the same. I guess you could say he's addicted to the game, and I mean, I guess I am too, but IRP Hong Kong is also addicted to saying the N-word. Yeah, I don't even know. It's hard for me to understand why you do this. I mean, he speaks fluent English, there's no excuse. I think Moira just took over his mind and made him start doing evil for no reason. After multiple thousands of hours on this actually maleficent hero, it does make a lot of sense. Due to his behavior and wanting to escape from the criticism, he's self-exiled to Pyongyang, North Korea, to escape the world of Overwatch and focus on the feudal farming grind, which is very similar to playing Moira when you think about it. This is real commitment, and I hope his Marks Kim re-education fixes his strange tendencies. The next player of this video also had some strange tendencies that led most of the game's professional scene to think he was cheating. Necros is possibly the most famous Genji one-trick in the history of Overwatch, and transitioned to a new game just so he could one-trick what is basically Genji if he was given 50 pages of Quirk Chungus dialogue instead of aura. While it still remains a mystery, Necros first rose to prominence after scripting allegations from pro players like XQC.
He did 180s. With this setup that he had with the camera, if he did a 180, he would have to go like this. Like that. You know what I mean? That's a 180. If I did, that's a 180.
Now XQC is Diamond. Who is laughing now, buddy? Even Taimo got in on the accusations, and Slasher, a journalist from the time, got in on the drama, confirming that Necros was a known cheater in Quake. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still pretty convinced that this guy was scripting when he started streaming, and then he quit at a certain point because people caught on to him. But I really truly do not care anymore. Necros did defend himself, which I can also believe. The point is, it doesn't really matter if he was cheating, but this is how he was introduced to the world of content creation at first, as a guy who already had people against him and waiting to see him fail, going as far as to walk on their desk to prove it. What was XQC on back then, bro? This clip also spawned in the 0.25 Xing of clips whenever he thought someone was cheating, led mostly by the big Kef, and causing a bunch of false bans over the years. He was also banned quite a few times, but my last video was all about how skewed the report system can be when you're a popular player, so take that with a grain of salt. Regardless, he stayed with Overwatch for a couple of years, complaining about the game all the while, and generally just being a downer for the game. Why is this guy so miserable? Oh, a Serbian Genji dive forcer might be the most annoying type of person ever conceptualized by man. 0.1% of my audience absolutely loved that joke. You know what 100% of you will enjoy? A subscription to my channel. Hit that like button and subscribe for more tip-tickling Overwatch content. If you want to support me extra, consider clicking that join button. Shout out to the members on the second tier: Left Y, Piggles, Floppastoppa, Ebenezer Scrooge, and Melly Nose. Extra special shout out to GDH Legends, Maple, Got Some Good, Reality of Eevee, and Eamon Enjoyer. If you want to hear your name in my videos like these beautiful people, hit that button. Do it right now. Anyways, when Rivals came out in late 2024, he took to it like a Valorant player in a 12-year-old girl's direct messages, picking up Spider-Man, who is basically a less inspired version of Genji. He was again very skilled and reached high ranks, even farming the unranked GM infinite money glitch in Rivals. His skill even got him selected for XQC's $250,000 tournament, beating players like Shroud and Tens, and finally making amends with Bro after all these years.
Hey, I'm just gonna say, there's a reason that guy never made it pro with anything, and they make it into any team. The guy's dog shit can only play solo queue. I don't give a
Loser.
Almost. When the Streamer Awards came around in 2025 with the Marvel Rivals category, Necros, with his success, expected to be nominated. When his charming personality didn't land him on the list, he took to Twitter, asking how he could have possibly not made it. In his frustration, he decided to take the stream. This was the title. This was referencing how people were using Twitter's Grok AI to remove clothes from women's pictures online. W freaking Necros! He later apologized for this, saying he didn't mean to trivialize such a serious issue as he wasn't aware of the full scope. After that, he returned to Overwatch, and he was so incredibly bad. He died 23 times in his first quick play game on, and then tried to lie about it, saying it was edited when it was a screenshot from his stream. This caused the Necros Glazers to emerge and defend him. This is one of the absolute funniest tweets I have ever seen in my entire life. Overall, Necros is a guy who has built his career on being accused of cheating on Genji, then switching to one-tricking Genji 2, and annoying so many people with his fantastic outlook on the world and the video games that keep his lights on. Genji players are just true gifts to the world. The next player has become one of the most famous streamers in recent memory due to his immense skill at Widowmaker, perhaps even being the Brian St. Pierre of the modern age. He's played professionally for a long time, most notably for the SF Shock and now for DSG, playing the one and only hero he knows, but he first rose to prominence in the streaming world after taking over 500 tries to beat one Elden Ring boss.
Everything that you are hungry for will soon come to an end. Yes! I'm not here to preach.
Hey, but put a sniper in this guy's hands and he is nasty. He's won a few different maps in his playing career, mainly off the back of his Widowmaker prowess, including sunning one player so hard he moved to Marvel Rivals. Take the sniper out of his hands and he can struggle a little bit, one time dying a massive 22 times out of respect to Andrew Wiggins. In true Widowmaker player fashion, PGE is completely unable to talk to women his own age. This time, not because he's a pedophile, which, for the uninitiated, is a lot more common than you would think, but instead because the presence of a woman makes him so incredibly nervous that he loses all motor function.
What's up, Cal's girlfriend?
Hey, what's up?
Dude?
I followed you on Twitter.
Yep.
I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Oh my
No
god.
problem.
That's awesome. Happy, I'll be back.
My brother, just another me. I'm gonna make another video about PGE at a later date, but he carried Overwatch content through one of the driest periods in the game's history, and that's saying something because this game has had some really low lows, and his build video is a modern Overwatch classic. But the next player of today's video carried Overwatch content not through quality, but through the sheer quantity of games he has played. If there were ever a real experiment on the impact of video games on people's minds, this guy should be studied. He may be the first player to ever get CTE from a video game. Morweth is the only player I've ever seen to do an unranked GM and genuinely not be good enough to be a GM player. Like, at some point, you're just playing the game, brother. It's not a challenge. Now, I know Morweth as a ball player, but I think by now that's ancient history because for the past 3 years, he has dedicated himself to playing Mercy. He started this unranked GM challenge all the way back in Overwatch 1, where he reached the massive rank of 3600. This is the equivalent of Masters 4. This was after 4 months of queuing the hero for 5 hours a day. That is 25 days of queue time. Because he couldn't complete this challenge in Overwatch 1's lifetime, he brought it into Overwatch 2, but with a rank reset, he had to start from absolute scratch. This time though, after 1000 games, he had only reached Diamond 4. I think in the last 2 years of playing Overwatch, playing somewhat regularly for an average person, I have played just over 1000 games. This guy is just... this is dedication. Far too shortly after, he reached 2000 games played. In that time, he had improved to a massive Diamond 3. In the rare moments when he wasn't queuing Mercy on the ladder, he was flirting with random e-girls on Twitter. Who has better Riz, Morweth or PGE? This is like if you let someone loose in the real world who had only ever experienced women through the Tinder Watch browser game. At 3000 games, he finally broke the seal, hitting Masters and getting his very own Dexerto article, though his success would not last. After 1000 more games and another rank reset, he was Diamond 2 once again. At some point, just had a feel for this guy. I mean, he was a ranked terrorist, but whatever. This whole time, he was just haunting the Overwatch ladder, sharing his opinions about Israel and trying to debate people. Surely there are more productive avenues for discussion than the Overwatch team voice chat, but you know what, dude, at some point, your brain's probably broken. He was also known for his riveting opinion about Overwatch's skins.
In Ukraine, they're fighting for food, and here we're complaining about not being able to have a cosmetic in a video game. Good job, humanity. Good job. Just be thankful for what you have, man. Maybe everyone needs to go to war, and then after the war, you play Overwatch for 1 month, and you'll be happy that you're playing a video game and you have food.
You know what, guys? I think he's right. I'm gonna go enlist in the military, and when I return, I will surely want to purchase the $40,000 Kawaii Desk Kiriko Mythic skin. Once again, concerningly short while later, Morweth reached 5,000 games played on Mercy, this time making substantial progress, hitting Masters 2. I hate to say it, but this is where the updates end on this saga. I can find no confirmation on his Twitter or Twitch if he ever completed the challenge, but I hope for his sake that he just let it go, after the equivalent of a month of queuing and in-game time playing the hero. Oh yeah, minor detail to add here, Morweth also said that women deserve to be raped if they wear provocative clothes.
But we all know how whores dress, right? We all know how they dress. Like, when you ask for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. Do you know? That's my opinion. Think about it.
If 5,000 games of Mercy can't make you a feminist, I guess nothing will. Mods, send 47 cruise missiles to this guy's house. Morweth is yet another symbol of what can happen to you if you let one Overwatch character run your life, as his brain has been taken over by Mercy like she's Kenjaku. One-tricking heroes alters players' psychologies to the point that they are unrecognizable from the people they once were, and the only argument is that of fate. Are you a one-trick because you're insufferable, or are you insufferable because you're a one-trick? Maybe Overwatch players are intrinsically drawn to heroes that they see themselves in, and they slowly become that hero over time. That's why I chose to play Sigma. Was that a good joke to end it on? Subscribe!